Hello from my chair. This is my chair.
That movie guy. Okay.
Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. Probably one of my most anticipated sci-fi summer movies of the year. Luc Besson directs it. If you don't know who Luc Besson, he made Nikita, Fifth Element, Lucy. You know, good movies. Come on now, you should know who this guy is by now. Fifth Element's amazing, but obviously Leon the Professional. That's another great one. Oh. Valerian and City of a Thousand Planets. What is it about? In the 28th century, Agent Valerian and Agent Laurelin, played by Dane DeHaan and Cara Delevingne, they both are special operatives within the human corps of this gigantic alien human political front. Basically, they're the human police. Okay, human operatives. There we go. And something happens and they have to go to the city of Alpha, which is basically the city of a thousand planets, and have to uncover a mystery and restore balance to everything. There you go. That's it. So Luc Besson basically self-funded this film, which is phenomenal, amazing. He got money from loads of different places, so there was no studio. There's no studio really like saying, no, you can't do this, you can't do this, this has to be the ending, blah, 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 blah. He didn't have to do that. He got to make a film that he wanted to make. But did you know that The Fifth Element would never have been made if it wasn't for Valerian and Laurelin? Because Besson wanted to make Valerian a long, long time ago, but he could never get the rights, so he made The Fifth Element, which is basically the spirit animal of Valerian, but with Bruce Willis and Mila Jovovich. Yeah. But also, did you know that Valerian, a comic book made in the 60s, is actually a massive influence on Star Wars? George Lucas doesn't really promote this very much, but if you go to my Twitter, or I'll leave the link in the down here, there is a very interesting article that intertwines both sci-fi stories. I have to say, Valerian is a very good film. I like it. It's such a beautiful film to look at, very colourful, very interesting. It is a big, big universe builder. And, we don't really get this much in cinema these days. It's more to do with, it's all superheroes and everything. And I feel like maybe that has been the downfall of this film, is because it doesn't follow the conventional aspect of what we do get with Marvel and DC films. Is it that much of a crime to try and make something a bit more interesting? Well, it is, because it's suffering big time in the box office. Obviously, there's going to be more haters than lovers of this film from this rate. It seems like, anyway, it is a big shame. I think it's a very good space opera, very interesting characters, very interesting scenery, imagery, everything. It's just, I feel like you have to watch this film more than once to get the full effect of the film. I think James Gunn can only dream of visualizing Guardians into what Besson has made. Besson's quirkiness has really paid off here. In terms of the casting, Dane DeHaan is a very odd choice maybe for some people, but in my head, I do there's a very French tint to DeHaan. I feel like he's very representative of what maybe the French Valerian would actually have been like. So I do actually genuinely think that if you think of how Besson maybe wanted to cast Valerian, it does actually make a lot of sense. I did actually like Cara Delevingne quite a lot in this. She actually delivered quite a very good punchy role. She stood her ground. She was very strong throughout the film. She was 1,000 times better than when she was in Suicide Squad, gyrating like a woman on some hallucinogenics. Yeah. Oh my god, that scene is just so bad. But fair play to her. I really do like her. A lot of the other characters, they just don't really provide much to the. There's not much development or anything like that of the rest of them. Clive Owen is just, the older general guy that's in the movie. I did actually quite like Rihanna's appearance. I did like her change over scene, and it was very well executed. And I did like it quite a lot, actually. Ethan Hawke was really weird as the club owner as well. It was pretty funny. The only thing I say about Valerian and Laurelin is that the romantic element is just doesn't really quite work for me. I understand in the comic books that there is no actual romantic connection between them, but it's more of the cinematic aspect that's gone down that way. I like the working relationship. I like the way they are together, but the relationship thing was not so good for me. But it's okay. Will we get another one? Probably not. But we have this one, and I'm more than happy to watch it over and over again. Obviously, like The Fifth Element, I really love watching The Fifth Element over and over. It's just such a fun movie to watch, and I feel like Valerian is a fun movie. There are elements, it does drag sometimes, but it happens in most films. Like there's one scene when they go to this third dimension market where Besson keeps hopping from when they have VR goggles and gloves and then hopping into the market, and I think he was just hopping a bit too much in it, so you just like, oh, the scene's like dragging a bit, but you get to know a bit more about the characters and stuff and how they work, so everything balances out in many ways, if you ask me. Do I have many negatives to say about it? No, but I will say I enjoyed Valerian more than I enjoyed Dunkirk. I have completely forgotten about Dunkirk until I just started talking about it right now. It's just such a... I'm still thinking it's a very forgettable film, in my opinion. The ending is a bit corny, and maybe it should have been cut a bit sooner. It could have been chopped up a bit more to make it maybe a 2 hour runtime, but I didn't feel like the 2 hours 20 was dragging that much. I thought it was ticking over just fine for me. What did you guys think of Valerian? Do you think it's a massive flop? Did you actually enjoy it? You don't actually have to follow what other people say. This is the problem with YouTube sometimes, that you guys will just hop onto the opinions of these bigger YouTubers and be like, "Oh my god, yeah, what he or she is saying is so accurate." It's like, it's not. Formate your own opinions. It's a lot easier to go down your own road. You don't have to agree with what I have to say, but if you think that if you have any different thoughts about this film, then share, talk. The written reviews below, because I still write written reviews. I do actually have a few written reviews on my letterboxd for Lady Macbeth, Funny Games, the American Funny Games. I just recently watched that, and oh my dear lord, that is a fantastic film. Also, we got 47 Meters Down is there also. The Craft I watched on Netflix the other day. Never watched it before. But yeah, keep talking to me. Subscribe. Everything is below. Thank you very much, guys. We'll be back with a Atomic Blonde review next. So, diolch, danke, gracias, merci, obrigado, arigato, mushi mushi. Goodbye.
Ok.
um. This is my chair.